Hi, I'm Tracey L. Fisher. Welcome to A Reentry Point of View. And I am honored today to have my guests here to talk about their organization. Introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Dante Charles. I'm a behavioral mental health therapist and an educator and a community activist.
Great.
My name is Rita Hill. I'm a business consultant and community activist.
And I am Halima Cannon, a concerned mother of four and an entrepreneur.
Cool. See, I like that. We just talked about the community right there. That's what that's about. Every last individual here could have told you they was from the urban community. You know what their title is after that. Exactly what they just mentioned. Tell me about BBMIC.
BBMIC is stands for Buy Black Movement Investment Company. And what we are, basically, we are here to change the mindset of majority global America. As we know that black and brown are the majority in this country now. And it is time for us to make a movement that is just as impactful or more as the civil rights movement was. And so that's what we're here today, to transition our community to stability and to show worth and value for our people in our community.
How does it make you feel when you walk out into our community and see the plight that's there?
It's disheartening. Mostly for me, what really moves me negatively is the divide, the division within the black community that still exists to this day. And we know where that stems from. So a lot of us want to turn the eye on slavery, turn our face away from slavery and using that as somewhat of an excuse, but it's not. It's impactful. Slavery damaged us psychologically, emotionally, and socially, and we're still living from that impact to this very day.
And I agree with that. As far as slavery, I am a history buff, and I am the ancestors. My ancestors, are slaves, were slaves, formerly slaves, and Harriet Tubman, that's my shero. Real, right?
Yeah.
And people ask me about, why I don't come out a lot for Black Lives Matter, right? Because that's their movement, and I've supported. But when they put Harriet Tubman on their banner, then I'll definitely be there, But that's another show, young lady.
Yes.
BBMIC, what's
Yes.
your role in that?
My role in BBMIC is primarily in economic development. I have over 18 years of commercial real estate development and commercial contracts development experience that I can participate and lend to the movement. We know back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, blacks amassed a great deal of wealth, over $57 million that created 600 or more businesses. However, we know that those businesses circulated the black dollar over 27 days in the community. Today, we only circulate the black dollar 6.6 hours. So we know that we are not working together to end poverty and to end the plight in our community. So that is our focus in BBMIC. It's to develop an economy, to produce economic development opportunities for our people where we can participate together to raise up our children and our community. And that's primarily my role in the movement.
Now, excellent role. How does it make you feel when you walk down the street and see that there's no entrepreneurship black-owned in the community?
Well, as a whole, in the movement, it makes us sad, it makes us worried, it makes us feel threatened for our future and the future of our children. And so we came together to find a way and to create a plan so that we could lift our community out of this situation. We could develop black businesses that could thrive and grow, and we could use our own money to build and have these businesses thrive in our community so that they benefit our community. And that's our goal, and that's what we plan to do.
Yeah, that's an excellent plan, because growing up, I can tell you all the black-owned stores in my community, and that's the first time I ever heard of credit when I was 9 years old. my mom sent me to the corner store, and she said she didn't give me the money. I said, Mom, that's Mr. Frank. I got to pay Mr. Frank. He said, no, we got credit. Tell him to put it on my bill. And she had to explain credit to me. Go to a Chinese store now, or Poppy store, you can't owe them a penny. And they'll take every dime out your community. I'm not against any race. But in my community, where I live at, that money needs to circulate back in our community. So my children's children can see black entrepreneurship. But I'm about to go somewhere else with that. Go ahead, young lady.
Yes, just like my brother Dante, one of my major roles is to start changing the mindset of our people. As a mother of 4 men out here, I'm very concerned. My level of concern is over the top, because the statistics is 1 out of every 3 young men will either die or go to jail. So I look at my 4 sons and say, which one? That's not, an option that I'm ready to just put on the table and live with. So this is one of the reasons why this organization / corporation was created, so that we can start changing the mindset of our people and start putting back jobs and entrepreneurships and putting back things that is rightfully ours from the beginning, and start changing our people back so they know who we are, know where we come from, so that they'll want to understand to make that change for themselves.
And a movement starts with one individual or a group of individuals simultaneously agreeing that enough is enough. That's what really creates a movement. So let me ask you, in 5 years, projecting out there, where would you like to see BBMIC?
I would love to see BBMIC in 5 years being a very productive organization that is making the change. And the thing is, and what we have to be careful with to be successful in making that happen in 5 years, we have to be diligent. We have to move, I feel, with strategy. What I notice about the Asian community and the Latino community, they're very quiet in their success. It's not a whole lot of hype. Before you know it, you look around and they're owning everything. You have black folks renting from Latinos now. You understand? So I think it's more important that we do the work, put in the work. We do a lot of marching, preaching, and praying, and we need some additional things to that. The thing about the civil rights period, that was effective and powerful for that day. It worked. But we're in a new day with new problems, some of the same problems that have increased. And so now we've got to put some action where our mouth is. And so in order for us to be where we need to be in 5 years, we've got to move forward. We've got to teach our brothers and sisters who are lost, who are divided, allow them to come along. When they see the movement continuing to move forward, they'll come along. But in 5 years, I see us striving. I see us making a move that will be impactful, and people will respect us, and that's what we need.
And I like that, because I feel y'all passion up here, and concern and commitment. And me personally, I know what a movement can do. When you look back at was it 55, 56, 1955, 56, the bus boycott?
Yeah.
Now remember, a movement is good, but you got to have action behind it, and you got to be consistent with the movement.
Yes,
now think about it. Before, we had to sit in the back of the bus, right? We had to sit in the back of the bus. Once we started the movement and the march, we marched for 380 something days. That's a year and a few weeks afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Where other towns sent us bags and bags of shoes that couldn't march with us, but they still supported the mission, the movement.
Yeah.
At the end of that, right? At the end of that, not only could we sit up front, we was able to drive the buses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We was able to drive the buses because of a movement.
That's right.
See, when you got watered down people around you, right? They dilute the movement. Yeah. Coffee don't always need cream. It don't need sugar. Pour it black. Because when you drink it right, you hype.
That's it.
You ready to go?
That's right.
But I'm going to another show.
That's right.
So let me ask you a question.
Absolutely.
I noticed something about the movement that I like. But I noticed it from the day I met y'all. It's not just woman power. You have manpower.
Yes.
Even though the men are in the background, because that's like a lioness and the lion. The lioness go out and hunt. They raise the cubs and all that. But let another male come around there, now he's going to earn his keep.
That's right.
Right? And that's real, because I learned by watching Malcolm X and listening to Martin Luther King, right? The movement is a good movement if you have the women.
Yes.
Because the women brings the motion and the passion to the movement. We bring the aggressiveness, if need be. How you feel about that?
Well, I embrace what you're saying, because the movement can't move forward without both partners being involved. We know that traditionally black women are the support system. We are the gatekeepers. We're the change makers. And so we're out front, but we need our brothers. We need our brothers behind us. We need our brothers beside us. And we are not going to move forward without our brothers. So it takes a collective effort. This is a collective effort, and that's our focus.
And I love that, because a lot of people can't see behind the scenes. You know what this is? It's the duck on the water. He just sitting there chilling, but look underneath. His feet is paddling.
That's right.
And see, people don't see the underneath part, right?
Yep.
Now, you being a mother of 4, correct?
4 sons.
Now, 4 sons. Wow. And the way this generation is today, so you jump when the phone ring. I understand all that, right? Because my mother raised us like that. Where you been? Where you going? So forth. But we didn't have this type of movement that we can come and be a part of. So where do you see mothers like yourself, especially single mothers, right? That how can they be a part of this movement and bring their children in as well to make them a part of this BBMIC?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because a lot of our theme is based around family. We're trying to bring the family structure back together. We feel like in our places of where we live, we can't call them a community, because a community consists of businesses and families. We have neither. They say it's a neighborhood, but we're not even neighborly. So therefore, we just have hoods. So one of my calling out to other mothers to bring their children in, so we call BBMIC like an umbrella. Therefore, they won't get wet out there, because we want to bring that village raising back. We want to bring that village of a people back, whereas though your son is my son and vice versa, how a lot of us grew up. You know what I mean? It was certain things, if you did, it did not matter. If the adult was around, you was getting checked on it. And see, BBMIC wants to bring that type of community feel back. So as a mother, which is the statistics of 70-something% of women are raising in single households, children on their own. Under an umbrella of BBMIC, as a member, men, women, we help each other with that. We all help each other when it comes to the success of the next generation. So that is one of the main issues of BBMIC, of wanting to make family. We're trying to target family. We want people to start marrying again. We want people to start staying in their households. And we know that to do this, this is why BBMIC was created as an economic push too. Because to have families together, you need to be able to provide for families. A lot of our families are broken up because of poverty. Poverty and crime is married.
Absolutely.
That's why we're not.
Absolutely. Well said. So actually, right, BBMIC is a counselor. It's what it really is, and also it's medication for what ails the community. So let's deal with you with the educational part, right? You with the educational part, right?
Yes.
You like education, correct? Economics and development, right?
Economic development.
Well, that's education. You got you the education.
Yes.
Okay, I apologize.
That's
Let's
okay.
go to you with the educational part. In 5 years, BBMIC, this me speaking into existence,
Okay.
should have established a foundation, right, for individuals to go to college.
Yes.
Why? Because the black-owned businesses, to even operate in our community, have to put in. Do you know why they don't pass money around, take up a collection in the synagogue? Because everyone there pledged yearly to give up some money, and they stick to that. We don't hold people to the fire. We allow people to come in our community, even the ones look like us, and rape and destroy and pillage our community. BBMIC can now become the blocker, also the director of how things going to flow. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely, you're dead on point. The awesome thing about BBMIC is we're not a one-day movement. We're a lifetime movement, which incorporates teaching, educating, showing individuals. See, we know that we have a lot of lost individuals, and so in order for us to all get there together, in order for us to all overcome, in order for us to all prosper successfully in our lives, in this country that we've been in, through all the oppression that we've been through, we have to show others. We have to show the lost. And that's through teaching, that's through motivating, that's through counseling, that's through showing the way. So BBMIC is a full conglomerate that deals with the whole person, from their psychological to their emotional, to their education, to their financial awareness and stability. And that's what BBMIC is all about. It's investing in your life. It's investing in the life of the black community. It's stopping us from depending and relying on American system and creating our own system.
Absolutely.
In the way that we need to function.
Now, excellent. Now, as far as the economic part,
Yes.
BBMIC, with your guidance, now should be working on its first fundraiser.
Yes.
Because I'm going to tell you why. It's needed. You don't know vegetables is good for you, right? Because until you get older, your mother make you eat them now,
Right.
right? And you be mad trying to hide them, scrape them to the dogs, all that, right? But in reality, it's good for your bones and your body. So when you get older, you can function. BBMIC is the vegetables on the plate that people is going to want to push away. But you force feed them. You force feed them. You don't allow nobody, I'm speaking from experience, you don't allow nobody to get in, not even yourself, to get in front of BBMIC. Because BBMIC got to be bigger than you, and it got to be bigger than anything else, because the mission is the goal. See, long as the mission, you can have all kinds of disputes. But if everybody focus on the mission, there's no room for nothing else. Because the mission is what drives you. I can be mad at you about something, but if that mission, we ain't going against the mission, we're going to keep it moving. We'll speak next week. We're going to keep it moving.
That's right.
And that's what I mean about the economic part. You have to really be too diligent with that. You got to really get out there, and you got to go to stores that actually is not of us, right? And ask them to start participating and giving back. And they can do it through BBMIC. How do you feel about that?
Well, I wholeheartedly agree with that. What we know is that every other ethnic group comes into our community and they make money off of us.
Yes.
They become wealthy, they raise their families, they send them to colleges, and they get out of the neighborhood. They live outside the neighborhood, but their wealth is amassed in the neighborhood. We already understand that. We know as consumers, African Americans spend over $1 trillion of their money in other people's stores. We're asking for 1% of the 42 million African Americans. Just 1%, if we could target 1%, that's 420,000. If we could get just 1% to buy into this movement, we could change our community. We could build businesses. We could build educational institutions. We could build our own housing. We could have our own businesses. We could raise our children and raise our families the way we need to raise them. So we understand the impact of the economic development plan. We've done our research. We know what's out there. We know the businesses that are making money on our backs, and we plan to change that.
All right, great. And as a mother of four, I see, as again, I'm speaking into existence. I see BBMIC establishing a support group.
Well, we actually have a lot of support groups.
Oh, that's excellent. On as far as the youth with the mothers and the children that
Yes.
come in,
As far
that's
as
good.
the schools,
I like that.
we have reach outs to the schools, we have a reach out to the community centers, we have a reach out to the incarcerated, we have a reach out to the elders, we have a reach out for the abuse, and that's physical, sexually, emotionally, because we're dealing with a lot of that in our
Absolutely.
communities.
And I deal with a lot of, because this is a reentry show, and you mentioned incarcerated, and I
Yes.
like that, because sometimes my producer John to get on me, because I get away from that, because reentry is in everything we do. But sometimes you got to be direct with reentry. How do you feel about individuals, male and females, coming home back to society with no foundation laid for them?
Well, that's one of the reasons BBMIC was created also. I live statistics. I have so many family members that are locked up, incarcerated. So therefore, we knew that to make a plan ultimate, we have to include them. They are a part of our society, and when they come back, to just put the stamp on them of, you know, you did a crime, so you're on the outside, we refuse that. If you did your time and you did, you know, your punishment, then it's time to re-enter and give you that opportunity to become an upstanding citizen again. So BBMIC has created a whole avenue, especially for our incarcerated. More importantly, to stop our young men and women from even going in, but for the ones that even come out, putting them back in society with dignified jobs, dignified pay, and allowing them to teach our ones before not to even make that mistake. So we have a very, very strategic plan for our incarcerated.
And actually, Comcast is in the prison system, so they actually going to hear you. So you're going to have cousins writing you, yo, I was watching TV eating noodles.
I'm sure.
Right, because I'm going to tell you why, how beautiful this is. I go through the prison system, and they tried to block me a few times, but I made it in there. Grace of God, I made it in there. But look how God works. He said, man, don't even worry about that. And gave me Comcast and put me in every prison.
Exactly.
And they watch. Trust me, I was there. We watch this type stuff right here because you're talking about us. And now you're giving us life. You're giving us hope, something to come home to. You're giving us belief back. Now, because most of us walk around the track with our backs bent over like a slave picking cotton, because the weight of the world of what we have done and abandoned our family. And now we can't believe, because reality done set in. We came in with black hair, now we walking around with gray hair. We ain't need glasses, we can see miles away. Now we need them to see, to read, and everything else. So we done got old on these people plantation. And now when they say get out, when there's no more youth for us, we come home self-esteem low, looking for BBMIC. We come home, education is nowhere to be found because we was never given it in there. They stopped it to the level where you could come home with degrees and so forth and so on. And that's where we at now. So BBMIC is a lifesaver. We in the middle of the ocean, and y'all just threw out the raft. And only the intelligent ones that want to come home and be saved is going to reach out and grab it. It's like fishing, cast your net, and when you pull it in, whatever's in there is supposed to be in there. And that's reality right there. And also with the education part. Education is so critical, and it's more to education than just learning how to read and write.
That's right.
Education is knowing oneself and then learning how to read others.
That's right.
Education is understanding certain situations and the outcome of them immediately. That's why the jails and the graveyards are filled up, because we didn't know how to take that type of little education and say, oh, let me not go that way. Let me go this way. Especially for men, because we will mess a woman's life up. I'm going to repeat that. We will mess a woman's life up because of lack of education, lack of self, and lack of knowledge.
That's right.
So we'll get you to believe in us. And then we'll go right out to that world and do some nonsense. And here come that phone call. Collect call from Tracey. You be like, what? You just slapped me. What's going on? Well, boo, it ain't my fault, boo. It's just a meatball case, boo. But it done turned into a smorgasbord because of your record. This is reality. I'm just telling y'all, so I'm very proud of y'all. I like what y'all doing. And I'm going to give y'all some closing minutes, so we got to shut it down. What you like to say?
Basically, I'm just happy to be a part of this organization because it's solution based, and that's the thing. I think we have been distracted for too long, following other people's ideals instead of following our own and creating our own that will impact our community in the way that it needs to be impacted. So BBMIC, I think, is the solution to the community, to the black community. Elevating itself to where it needs to be in stability.
We're asking you all to get on board. We want to change the mindset, and we want to change the temperature of what's going on in our community. We are focused and we are committed to our people. So we're asking you to join this movement. Change your mindset. Change the community and build something brighter for our community. I feel like my life has led me to this point. All of the experiences, all that I have learned and amassed in my career and in my family life, I am putting on the line and I am willing to put forward to BBMIC. So come with us and join this movement.
I'm going to say amen to that. Pass the plate. That's a good one.
Yes, BBMIC is a problem solution based company. So there is no middle ground. It's either you're a part of the problem or a part of the solution. BBMIC welcomes you on to be a part of history and a part of the solution to helping our people. If anybody would like to reach out to us, our email address is shkd@byblack, that's BUYBLKMIC.com. We are on Facebook, we're on all your social medias, Twitter, we're on Instagram. Come like us on our page, BBLKMIC. So we're looking forward to becoming teammates in this game of life with all of our people, and that we just really hope and pray that our people wake up and join us.
And there you have it. And let me just say this for the record. Gateway to Reentry, literally support and endorse BBMIC. I'm Tracey L. Fisher. This is a reentry point of view. Thanks for joining in.
Yes. Good job. Great job.